Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Excuse me. I'm here straight from my sleep about 20 minutes after waking up because I wanted to remember this download. I was dreaming. I'm just going to give you guys a quick little, background. I was dreaming and I remember my reaction when I heard someone's name in my dream. I immediately turned around and looked in that direction. So I wanted to see, what comes to mind when this person hears your name. You guys will have to put yourself in your assigned seat. I am going to pull some zodiacs to see. Thank you. Thank you to who just liked the live. I am going to pull some zodiac signs to see. Hopefully, this could give you guys a little bit more clarity about who this could be for you. But I know how I reacted in my dream. So I just want to know what comes to mind when this person hears your name. Their zodiac signs could be Virgo or Pisces. Their zodiac signs could be Virgo or Pisces first to start out. Those are the first two signs. And that could be their sun, moon, rising, Venus, even if it's not those signs, that could just be the energy that they embody. Very emotional, or Virgo is very meticulous, very detail oriented. Pisces, very intuitive, very compassionate, and very empathetic. Okay, and so on and so forth. Now we have Aries and Sagittarius. Now we have Aries and Sagittarius for possible confirmations with their zodiac sign. And the last two, well, what comes to mind when this person hears their name? We have Libra and, well, Aries came out here again, but we have Libra out here now. So I'll go one more to see if we can get that last one, and then potentially a bonus. Potentially a bonus sign as well. Oh, even if this is your sign, that's even more. That could also be confirmation for you that you're right where you're supposed to be. Yeah, we have Aquarius and Leo. Last two signs, Aquarius and Leo. Okay, so any of those could resonate. But we're going to tap in to see, what comes to mind when this person hears your name. What comes to mind when this person hears my collectives and name spirit? Can we get some clarity? Let's see. We have forgiveness here. Okay. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. What comes to mind when this person hears my collective's name? Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. These are some heavy thoughts. When they hear your mind, this person could immediately get in their feelings. I ain't gonna lie. When this person hears your name, they have some pretty heavy emotions that they feel. We have adversity here. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. 444, as I look up on the time. Okay, divine protection in some way, shape, or form. If there was something that happened between you and this person, if there was something, if they did something, or maybe even if you have done something here, it seems as if when this person thinks about you, they think about, forward progress and forward movement. They think about what happened in the past and how that can't be changed, but how, better times are always a possibility, especially if you guys are willing to, I'm hearing let bygones be bygones. What else? Acceptance. I am learning to accept the things I cannot change. I want to pull. I, I want to pull four more. Hmm, I'm feeling a little generous. I want to pull four more. Can I get four more cards here, please? For what? Self esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. This person understands and realizes um the weight that this connection has in their life, who it allows them to be, or who it allows them to show up as, you know. I'm really picking up that something could have transpired here in this connection that maybe have you guys at odds or not able to move forward. But when this person thinks about you, or when your name is said, you know, they want to rekindle or they want to heal whatever has happened here. Okay. I feel like someone is looking to um, not only just rekindle, but heal because of the benefits that they receive as well as you. Okay, this like it's beneficial for both of you guys in more ways than one. This could have to do with, it being bigger than the love that you guys share for one another, especially if you guys have some type of influence or something of that nature. We have courage. I find the inner strength to face fear with confidence. We have this here with regret. It's not going to be an easy thing. It's definitely going to be something that is going to test the two of you, especially when it comes to the triggers, when it comes to healing, when it comes to being patient with each other. Okay, but it's not something that they fear. It's not something that they are running away from. Maybe at one point, especially with this regret here, they could have, but not anymore. They don't want to anymore. Okay. Surrender. I can release my need to control. We have this here with adversity. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. So it's like this person is willing to, it's kind of giving roll with the punches. They're willing to go the length or go for the ride, even if they don't know where it's going to take you guys, or even if they don't know if it's going to be successful. You'll never really know until you get on the chariot. You'll never really know until you get in. So, and somebody is willing to take that, they're willing to give, I'm hearing the benefit of the doubt, but they're willing to see where it can go. They're not wanting it to end wherever you guys are currently are because it feels maybe incomplete. Patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. We have this here with acceptance. But of course, it takes two. It takes two to tango. Ooh, two of one. As I look at the two of wands, and the two of wands pops right out. Like literally. I actually want to use this deck. What comes to mind? I want you to give us the real deal. No one word. Give us the real deal here, Spirit. What happened? What transpired? Or is anything even happening? You guys don't even have to really be going through anything. That could just be for a specific part of the collective. But what comes to mind? Forgiveness. We have soulmates, soul connection, partnership, soul contract, life partner. Do you see how the colors kind of match up? Do you see how the colors kind of match up too? That's really funny. Addiction. We have this here with regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Codependent, obsession, restraint, possession, control, emotional block. Mm, Somebody was real my way or the highway, and that, okay, they was in that highway by themselves. They were, oh my gosh, they were on the highway by themselves. We have not enough here. Okay, lacking confidence, self sabotage, ego, fear, and frustration. Somebody could have felt like because they were so safe with their own personal way of doing things, they didn't open themselves up to the possibility. Oh my gosh, They didn't open themselves up to the possibility of what it might be like to incorporate, the um, perspective of the person that you love. Trust that the person that you choose to love is going to also keep your perspective in, um to like accommodate your perspective as well. It's like it takes two. Again, I'm seeing like two people coming together to live together, but one person only wanting it to be all of their stuff and essentially, you know, telling their partner to like throw up your stuff. You understand how there is an imbalance. You want that person to feel like that home is also their home, because that is what's going to create the atmosphere for you guys to really have that unconditional love. So somebody really needs to make space mentally, physically, and emotionally. It's like they wanted to be in a they like they love you, but it's like someone maybe lacked the capacity to understand what it means to be in a soulmate connection. You guys literally become one, and and even in that sense, you guys, healthy boundaries are still a real thing, but your souls literally unite. Okay, and it's like somebody was like, hold on. That's too fast, mamas. Hold on. But their heart was already fully entangled or something of that nature. And it was their at the rest of themselves, their mind, their body, their pride, their ego, and all of that really had to catch up. Okay. Okay. Now clarify adversity here. Healthy choices. Self-love and self-care, being happier, love, and life. I accept that challenges are the best way to learn. And then we have acceptance right next to that. So let's see what we have here for this. Oh, we have gold. Oh, okay. We have healing heart. Okay, healing heartbreak, toxicity and addiction, abuse and abusive relationships. And this says golden mirror, narcissist, love bombing, self-absorbed, and one-sided. So somebody really had to take a hard look in the mirror and ask themselves, is this the type of love that you really want? Or are you looking for, I thought you said you wanted something different. If you want something different in your life, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to show up. You're going to have to heal. You're going to have to be vulnerable in ways that you have never been vulnerable before, and not revert back to toxic ways, putting your soulmate or putting your significant other in harm's way when you know that you haven't fully healed. This person really had to take a hard look in the mirror, because there was no one to blame here but themselves. It seems like they had exactly what they wanted, and they could have potentially blocked their own blessings, which is why in the beginning there was so much heavy emotion. But as they got really into the energy, it's so much forward progress, or so much optimism here about the possibility of what could be once they allow themselves to be fully vulnerable here. Oh, my hands is not working. My hands are not working. Hello. Hello, guys. Hi, Chubby Bunny. We have mask. We have this here with self-esteem. I possess gifts of the soul that benefit me and others. Okay, for a while, this person was possibly only doing things that benefit them. They didn't understand the sacrifice that was going to need to be had about your individuality when it comes into you being in a relationship. And this doesn't necessarily mean that healthy boundaries and your sense of self goes out the window, but you are a pair now. You're no longer a single vessel. You are a pair. You come with, it's two of you. Okay, it's a unit. It is no longer a single, so you have to open yourself up to things that benefit the both of you, even when it's you that has to do the grunt work, even when it's you that has to put on that elbow grease. You have to understand that those things need to be done for the betterment of your connection. It's really like, well, this is cool with me, or I shouldn't have to make this change because, well, it benefits me. I don't know about you, but this has always worked for me. Well, you're not a single vessel anymore. You have found your soulmate, and you guys are a pair. It doesn't benefit your connection as a pair. If you want this pair to work, you're probably going to have to change some things about what you're doing. If you don't want it to work, well, continue to do what you're doing. But where does that get you? We have dates. Get back out there, meeting someone new, setting a date, and dating online. Well, We have surrender. I can release my need to control. Sunglasses. Looking, it says watching, looking, perception, and stalking. So let me tell you what this person did, right? After there could have been a potential, like you guys could have separated, this person could have ghosted you, this person could have created some distance. They could have been a little bit cold towards you. They took it upon themselves to, get back out there. I feel like a part of them really felt like, you know, they were losing a sense of themselves. They were losing, it was too much sacrifice happening. So they decided to potentially date. They decided to weigh their options. They decided to get back out there. And in all while in the midst of them doing that, they were still watching you, looking to see if you're doing what they're doing. My. I don't really understand this person's process, but they seem to like make it way harder than what it has to be. Instead of them dropping their mask and being vulnerable with you, they took it upon themselves to get back out there in some way, shape, or form. They took it upon themselves to weigh their options in other areas with people that wouldn't require them to change so much about themselves to get ready for a divine union. And while they did that, they still kept watching you because subconsciously or their intuition was telling them that they needed to make the change. And now we have patience. We have patience here. So let's just see. Verify this patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. Hammer, sabotage, and rebuild. Persistent, working on it, and repairing. So let's just say sometimes they don't make the rules. Sometimes their ego jumps in front of their higher self or jumps in front of, I'm hearing shotgun. It's like sometimes that ego just gets there before they can actually get in the seat and they're not always driving the boat. But I feel like this person is learning to slow it down. We have the mask here and we have sunglasses. It's too many times this person is having to find themselves in disguise when they could just live in the light and accept the love. Why do you have to be in disguise? I'm seeing someone like Homer Simpson when he disappears into the bushes. Like, why someone just, Jesus Christ? They're constantly having to be in disguise when it comes to this relationship because of their fear of vulnerability, because their fear of change, because they don't know who they are when they're in this divine love connection. They don't know who they are. I don't know who that person is. What? I'm seeing Martin and Gina when Martin was crying because Martin, he's like a cool guy. Martin is actually an Aries, so you know what Aries energy gives. But I'm specifically seeing the episode where they was watching Lion King and he was crying. It's like somebody turns into a different person when they are around you, or someone is they are a bit more emotional. They are a bit more lovey-dovey, and it's like somebody sunshine and rainbows. What? I don't know. I don't know. This is hilarious to me. It's like somebody, look at it. It says, even when your knees shake, stay planted. It has dip here. Even God rested. It's like somebody only knows how to be this. They only know how to be this one version of themselves. So to be laid back, to be relaxed, to not be present, to not be standing your ground, but to have your feet up and be getting your back and your belly rubbed or something like that. Somebody like, hold on now. But if you are this person, if you have this mentality, or if this is how you think, you have to understand the importance of balance in this energy. If this is you 365 days of year, 24 hours a day, then you need somebody that's going to be around you, that's going to allow you to be soft and vulnerable and cry if you need to, because to the world you have to be this version or this person. So they need to allow themselves to be human, allow themselves to be in love and then be loved, and not feel like they're losing who they are because of that. You're still going to be a brick wall if you want to be. Jesus Christ. But to the outside, you can't bring that energy in the home. The home is about peace and softness and serenity and relaxing and, food. You guys know I love to eat. We have shade. Not all criticism deserves your attention. This person, this could also have to do with what other people have to say about, or that, or they must got you wrapped around their finger, or you changed, or you don't even be outside with us. No, I'm seeing people that obviously don't have people in their life that genuinely love them and care about them, because you wouldn't make this a big deal for someone that does. That is absolutely normal. Of course, I changed. I just found my soulmate. Did you expect me to stay the same? Did you expect me to still be chilling with you when I got boo boo at home? Are you crazy? You're crazy. Must be. I'm going home. Okay, somebody needed to be more confident in the love that they had for you, but it's like in the process of them still discovering who they are when it comes to being in love with you, they hadn't even really faced that version to defend that version to people that know them to be this. So they had to fake. They had to fake it. And in the midst of them faking it, they had to kind of put on all of these disguises, and act like they really wasn't in love. Jesus Christ. Okay, well, stretch. Your capacity is growing. Somebody was outgrowing outdated thinking, old environments, potentially old connections, old versions of themselves that just didn't quite fit. And it doesn't necessarily mean it does mean change. Okay, does mean release. Okay, that there is a certain rebirth that happens here, but it's all for the better. It is growing out of your smaller shoes to grow into bigger shoes. Okay, a bigger bag, a bigger home, a bigger car. Okay, a higher God. No. Put yourself in your assigned seat. But the simple fact of the matter is, change doesn't always, change is uncomfortable, but it's not always a bad thing. And I need you to get more comfortable. Life is constantly ever changing, so to even find yourself in a place where it's stuck and you are, constantly having your way, I can guarantee you're not growing. You might be in control of everything around you, but I can guarantee those are still waters, because life is ever changing. You constantly have to roll with the punches of life, so it's just, I don't know. Somebody was too much in control, so much so that they weren't really going anywhere. And that probably was the best. Tough love. It says you only get one life, enjoy it. Tough. Real success isn't easy. Keep going. Okay, somebody just got the divine key or the divine blueprint or the divine battery pack, to really get in position to live the life that they want to live. And their old life really tried to trick them out of their spot or really tried to have them on some imposter syndrome type shit like you changed. Hell yeah, I changed. What? I changed and became a better version of myself to enjoy the life that I want to live. This is like, imagine your 4-year-old self and your 14-year-old self. Your 4-year-old self is like, you're not the same anymore. Yeah, I had to grow up. I had to go to school. I had to learn chores. I had to do this. I had to do that. I had to get potty trained and shit like that. It is continuous, a continual thing. It is no one should be, if someone is discouraging you, if someone is trying to call you out for change, for growth, it's because they're not growing or because they're not going. Hmm. Hmm. But let's see. We have healthy choices here: self love and self care, being happier, love, and life. We have give, what flows from you. Do you now? Now let's just go back. This is card close. the energy, the vibe, they kind of actually give the same energy, right? But one of them is a bit softer in their approach. Somebody is not as hard as a brick wall, okay? But don't get it twisted. There is, I'm seeing that woman when she was like, imagine coming for me and I got that thing behind me. She moved out of the way and it was her fist. It was her fist. It was just like there is still a certain sense of, just because I present at don't let the suit fool you. You feel me? Just because I present as a certain way, or just because I no longer feel the need to wear my strength, my physical strength on my sleeve, does not mean that I am to be taken as a joke, or does not mean that I am not, I don't know, like somebody really had a mind shift, has to have a mind shift here about how they approach, about how they present. Okay. Trust. Okay. Faith is a frequency. Tune in. We have healing heart here. Ooh, my. When this person hears your name, or when you come to mind for this person, ooh, there's a lot of emotion that comes in. It's this emotion that starts really low. You feel me? But the more they think about it, it just builds. It just continuously builds and builds and builds until it bursts. Like, I gotta go get my I don't know. It's just this continual buildup that I feel here, because it starts out one way and then it just continually grows. We have Wink out here. You didn't imagine that. And we have Tough. Your real success isn't easy. Keep going. It's like this person, the chemistry that you guys share with each other cannot be denied. And a part of that, exactly what I said, it's like this person is that they want to be in control. So it's like, oh my, you got mind control over Debo. You have mind control over Debo. Let me see. We have note. You are being sent signs. Write them down. This says get back out there and date. Says heal. You don't have to hold what hurt you. Okay? You don't have to hold what hurt you. Okay? Or who people expect you to be, who people want you to show up as. You do not owe them anything. Okay? Nothing at all. Show up as who you are. The people that genuinely love you will always accept you. Okay, as long as you ain't on no bullshit. But will always accept they will always accept you. And if they don't, that's fine. It's just that those connections have outgrown. Those connections have run their course. And that is life. Life is ever changing. People come and go. People can be around you for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, and then one day that's it. And it has ran its course. To be able to experience anything for 30 years is a very beautiful thing. And you need to be able to find peace and serenity in that, and not still continue to want to hold on to it and turn and keep it until it is something negative or poisonous to you. To spoil that memory would do a disservice to all parties involved. This is why healthy detachment is a real thing. Drip. Your style is a spell. Wear it like you mean it. This is about, like I said, how you show up, how you present. Just because I'm not showing up as a brick wall, don't mean that my hands is not still bricked up. Don't mean nothing. It's like somebody needs to be comfortable in their skin, whatever that skin might look like. Today I can be light bright, but yesterday I was laying all out in the sun, so today I'm coming up a little dark. You feel me? I'm a little bit more tan. Okay. And it's I'm hearing wearing your heart on your sleeve. Okay. Whereas somebody is very much well used to wearing their ego, their shadow, their masks. Somebody is changing and they need to find the strength and their security in that, because it's a beautiful thing. They are evolving. This is like a caterpillar wanting to stay a caterpillar for 30 years because of they're fearful of the change of turning into a butterfly. Look at the disservice that the caterpillar does itself, because the butterfly is so, they are both unique, but the growth and the evolution is something I can't, what do words even do it justice? Do words even do it justice? I don't know. It's something that nothing, you would never want to be denied of. Hello, beautiful. Good morning. Good morning. Would you like some pancakes?
Yeah.
Yeah? Alrighty. Hello, everyone. If you are just coming in, please remember to tap the screen. Can y'all give me like 2 minutes? It shouldn't take long for me to put these. It shouldn't take long for me to put these pancakes in the microwave or the air fryer real quick for my baby girl. Just give me 2 minutes. In the meantime, like the live. Yes. Go get it. Thank you, everyone, so much for your patience. I just had to put on some pancakes and get some strawberry milk for my daughter. Okay, let's see what else we have here for this. Hammer, sabotage and rebuild, persistent, working on it and repairing. Let's see what we have here for this. Dip, even God rested. Okay, this is what we have here. It did come out before, but it came out here again. Okay. This is, I feel like someone has been in survival mode or someone has always been having to be the tough one. They're always having to be the strong one, so when they're around someone, when they're in an environment that allows them to be at peace, that allows them to relax, that allows them to be vulnerable, it kind of scares this person because they've never experienced it before. And then, not to mention, the person that they become, because it's so beneficial to them, the person that they become is something or someone that no one has ever really seen, not even them. No one in their life has seen or experienced a version of them where they don't always have to be the tough one, they don't always have to be the strong one. And it's like when these environments only call for them to be this version of themselves, it's like they have to hide their love, they have to hide it. Good morning. Now my second baby is awake. I have two kids, two girls, guys. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
Would you like some strawberry milk?
Uh,
There's some on the counter. I'll look it up for you. Got somewhere to be soon.
Yeah.
We're going out to lunch with Nee. Go ahead. It's on the counter. Hello, my beautiful. Okay, so I do want to use some tarot, just to see if we can get some clarifying cards here in the tarot to close it out. I wanted it to be about an hour, but both of my kids are up, so I'm gonna have to cut it short, guys. But I'll be back on here later today. Let's see. The Ace of Wands is here. We have this here with shade. People that want them to dim their lights, people that don't want them to show up as this version. People that want this person could be an earth sign. I don't remember the zodiac signs that came out in the beginning, but people that want them to be in more earth and grounded energy rather than to be in this fire or air energy. So wow, the Seven of Pentacles is out here. They want this person to stay grounded in some way, shape, or form. They want this person to stay the same or stuck. But even trees go through periods of, um, shedding and growing, you know, strange fruit hanging. Okay. Everything changes at some point. If it's not changing, it's still water. Huh. Death. Oh my freaking God. The death card is here. Come on now. Let's see. The hangman is here. We have this here with trust. Pisces energy could be of significance. Ooh, this is the butterfly, the butterfly, the butterfly that has already gone through the caterpillar that has already gone through the transition of becoming a butterfly. And the butterfly comes back to their old caterpillar friends and they say, "Oh, you've changed, you're not the same." And it's like the butterfly trying to mold itself back into the caterpillar phase just to fit in or just to not be the oddball out, but you have to find beauty and strength and courage and honor in all that you are, regardless of where you are. Don't shrink, okay, or you know, don't allow people to throw. I'm hearing never acknowledge shade from a tree that bear no fruit. Strange fruit hanging. Like I said again, this person needs to find their sense of security and the love that y'all share together. I mean, look at how it's changing them into this beautiful version of themselves. I mean, if it wasn't what it was, could the caterpillar ever had been able to go through the change? I mean, I feel like the love speaks for itself, but it's still a process with this person actually understanding that they are changing. I don't even think they realize it. I don't even think they realize it. Like, it shows on them, it wears on them. Everybody can see it, but they don't want to see it. I don't think they want to see it. To be honest, I feel like a part of them still wants to resonate with their old life, with the Ten of Wands. I'm sorry, this is the Ten of Swords, not even wands, but swords. A part of them still wants to be, I'm trying to find the right words for it. You know, I'm trying to find the right words. A part of them still wants, oh, familiarity. You know, a part of them still wants to be like a part of the group, or a part, like they still want to be, I'm hearing relevant. I keep hearing relevant. They still want to be relevant. And I'm also hearing paid in full when he was like, is the streets still going to love me? I live the game. I love the game. Is the streets still going to love me? Baby, you just found a home. You got to go home. The whole point of you the whole point of you being in the streets was to go home. It's like somebody, oh my, they forgot. They forgot themselves. They forgot, this environment, this space, or this place changed them into something unrecognizable. And now that they are finally able to shed the weight, the skin, everything that they have been protecting, they forgot about this version of themselves. They just forgot that this is who they really are. And a part of them wants to go back to when they were that big, bold, brave, jock or something of that nature. A part of them wants to get back into that skin because they have worked so hard to build up that persona. And now that they have to step into this whole new era, this whole new phase, and find beauty in being a butterfly with all these damn pretty colors and shit. No. Somebody wants to go back. That's what I'm feeling like. Somebody wants to, like, they want to be hard. A part of them wants to be hard and tough. A part of them only knows how to identify as those things, and they haven't yet redefined or found, you know, their footing in this new version of themselves. And we have note here, you are being sent signs, write them down, but they aren't even able, they're not present. You know, a part of them is still in the past, even though everyone can see the change on them. Says the magician. Heal is what we have here. You don't have to hold what hurt you. I just don't think they realized. I'm also hearing there was a woman, I don't know her name, but she was on a like she was doing an interview, or she could have been on one of those podcast TV shows, and she was talking about her dog and how they had a mirror, and I think the mirror had got moved to another area of the house for a significant amount of time, and then it just so happened to bring the mirror back to where it originally was, and her dog saw herself for the first time in a very long time, and she hadn't realized how big she had grown, so that when she saw herself in the mirror, she actually was scared of herself because she remembered herself being this small dog. And when the mirror had been put back in front of her, she didn't even recognize how big she had grown. Everybody could see it, but because she hadn't been looking in the mirror, or because she had protected a version of herself in some way, shape, or form, she hadn't even seen how big she had grown. She had forgot, the woman's her exact words was, she had forgot that she was a big dog. This person needs to understand that how they present has nothing to do with who they are at heart. Okay, your aura, your essence does not change just because you are changing. If anything, it is enhancing because you're taking the courage, because you have the courage to take the leap in the first place. So many people stunt their growth due to their inability to change their ways that they know is toxic and no longer serves them. So much so, they stay in that caterpillar phase and they never transition over into becoming a butterfly. And then what does that look like? Strange fruit. I don't want to be around you. I don't want to be around you. No. Three of Swords. Nine of Swords. The Lovers. Man. And the Knight of Wands. I'm hearing, if heaven was a mile away, would I pack up my bags and leave this world behind? Okay, now. Thank you guys so much for allowing me in your energy. I would never reach out to you for a reading, but if you need to reach out to me, you guys can find my link tree in the description down below. I do offer same day readings, guys, okay? I love all of you. Thank you so much for your generosity and support. But my babies are wide awake and I have to go. Hi, baby. Okay, hold on. I love you guys. Peace. Okay, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Bye-bye. Excuse me, ladies.